not feeling it. So he told me, Shay, I'm not feeling how you always want to wear jeans and sneakers and overalls, and you're not a boy. Put on some girl clothes. And I was like, Howard, I know I'm not a boy. I like jeans and sneakers. And he was like, well, you're gonna have to keep it classy. You're gonna have to alternate. I'm gonna need you to work with me, baby. I'm gonna need some blouses and some nice shoes, and you can get a skirt or a dress or two sometimes. You don't have to wear jeans and tennis shoes all the time. And we debated about that probably for I don't know how many weeks. And yeah, he was not having it. So I think he got me some things, and I was like, okay. And I guess I complied with the request. And I appreciate it, Howard, because I do mix it up still. And but that showed me that he wanted me to understand that it was important. My appearance was important. And he wasn't telling me that it wasn't okay to wear what I was wearing. He was just saying, Fashay, you need to be diverse. He realized that I was kind of boyish, and he was like, but I'm gonna need for you to make a transition ASAP. So he forced that a little bit, and I appreciate that you did. And so anyway, so communication coach, protector, fashion advisor initially, and so what's that, 3? Let's see here, provider. So provider in the sense of I'll make a way. We definitely struggle financially because of just the different chaos that we had going on. But Howard was always thinking about what can I do to bring less chaos to this space that Vivian and I have for Fashay. And so I remember we didn't have a washer or dryer, and he would be on my mom and say, baby, we gotta get with this girl. She has to have some clean clothes, make sure she is looking okay. And so I think my mom ended up calling St. Vincent de Paul or maybe some charitable organization, and they gave us a dryer, but we did not have a washer. And so I was like, he was excited when it came. He was like, baby, we got a dryer, so we're gonna be able to wash and dry your clothes here. And I was like, we don't have a washer. He was like, that's okay. I'm gonna teach you how to wash your clothes. And so he said, come in the bathroom with me. So he took me in the bathroom. He had some some detergent for your clothes, and he had filled the bath up. And he said, put your little detergent in here, put your clothes in. And basically, baby, the washer only cycles the clothes around. All you got to do is step on the clothes. And he was like, come on, Vivian. And so he and my mom got in the tub and started stepping on all the clothes, like, and let me know this is how you're going to wash your clothes. And then he taught me how to wring them out, because he was like, you can't put the soaking wet clothes in the dryer or you're going to break the dryer. So you need to wring it out, baby. Wring it out real good. And then you throw the clothes in the dryer, and it'll be good. And so I thought, how awesome is that? So I was able to get my clothes ready, didn't have to go to the laundromat. And so I thought that was so, I thought it was hilarious. But he made a way for me to have clean clothes, and he thought about it. The other thing that I thought was phenomenal was in the 8th grade, I was a part of the choir at Eckstein Middle School, and we had an event that I guess I was the MC. I believe I was the MC, or I was doing something. Anyhow, waited to the last minute to kind of get there, or maybe he was waiting on my mom. My mom probably was having a episode of some sort, but he was like, she and him had got into it a little bit, because he was like, okay, Vivian, we've been kicking it all night. We've been having too many drinks that night, but we know we got to get baby to this concert. And my mom was like giving him a hard time, but he was like, okay, baby, we're gonna leave your mom, and I got to get you to this concert on time. And so we left. He and I left, and we were in Lake City, and so we caught the bus, but then we ended up missing the primary connection. And so I got sad, and I was like, I'm not gonna make it. this, it's horrible. And he he said, baby, you're gonna make it to that concert. Let me tell you what we're about to do. We're about to go into QFC. What I'm about to do, baby, you need to understand that I'm not being disrespectful to your mom, but I'm trying to make sure you get to where you need to get. So I just said, okay, because I didn't know what he was gonna do. So we went in the store, and he went up to a woman, and he said, hey, lovely, you looking, nice today. Hey, I'm hoping you can help me out. My daughter and our car just broke down, and we were on the way to get her to her concert, and she's about to be late. If we catch the bus, we're not gonna make it. Is there any way you can give us a ride up to Exine Middle School? And the lady said, sure. Gave us a ride. We got up there, and he was like, okay, thank you, have a good day. Now Howard is tall, handsome, and just had that swag about him. And so the lady probably thought she was gonna have some more attention afterwards. But we got out the car, he came with me, and she drove off, and he was like, baby, didn't I tell you I was gonna get you here? And we were excited, and I went in and did my thing, and it was just he and I. The same thing happened for my 8th grade graduation. He was the one that made sure that I got to my 8th grade graduation. He's the one that reached out to my dad, Tommy, my first bonus dad, and told him about the graduation. And he and my dad, Tommy, were the only parents that I had there, except for mom and dad Hookfin. And then my mom came later after. I think it was like at the reception we had in the lunchroom or something. But Howard, again, was just a provider in the sense that he was definitely in tune with what it was that I needed, and he was going to make a way. Even if he didn't know how to do what he needed to do, he was going to find a way to make sure his baby got what she needed. And again, I believe that given the right situation, he would have done that for any of his children. And so anyway, I'm excited. I was excited about that, because he's still like that. Anything that he could do, he would do, right? He wasn't a person that had to have a lot, but he would make do with what he had, and would share that. So let me see here. The next thing, so I said communication coach, provider, protector, fashion consultant, and then my driving instructor. So, Howard had a Regal, two-door. I think it was a Regal. Anyway, he taught me how to drive. We were driving and to different places. His Regal did not have good brakes. It was horrible. But he would let me drive, and of course I was not of age, but he would teach me how to drive. We definitely let me just say that I was his driver sometimes, and we were definitely in suspect situations sometimes, let me just say that. And anyway, I would drive, and he was confident in my driving. In the event that they had drank too much, he would say, baby, you can drive us. We're not going to be able to drink. And I was excited about it. So I told you guys that Bacardi, myself, I believe it was Adrienne Fernandez and Octavia Moore. We were all together in Lake City. And we wanted Howard to take us to late night at Nathan Hill. But I think maybe he had been drinking or something, and he was like, no. And I was like, oh, Howard, please, I'll drive. And he was like, no. But I already had the keys. Well, he and my mom had went upstairs for a second, and we just wanted to go to Nathan Hill really quick. And so I just took off in the car. Now, I had to be maybe 14. I can't remember. I don't know. Anyway, so I took off in the car. Adrienne's in the passenger seat. Octavia and Bacardi are in the back seat, and we're rolling. We went to Nathan Hill's late night, and anyway, it was all right. It wasn't popping like we needed it to be popping, because we were gonna get jumped on when we got back home. So we were like, well, shoot, since we know we're gonna get in trouble, let's go to Garfield's late night. So I used to live, again, not too far from Northgate, so we drove all the way to Garfield, to that late night, which was popping, by the way. And we were excited, stayed, and just, hung out. And and not even thinking that, well, I'm thinking we thought we were going to get killed, but it was like, you're already in too deep. You got to experience this. If you're going to get in trouble, you might as well just go hard or go home. So we stayed, we hung out, and we got in the car and drove back to Lake City. Now, again, the brakes were still bad, so you had to pump them a little bit in order to stop. So dangerous. And we weren't even thinking about what would happen around insurance and driver's license. Anyway, but we had a good time that night. So we get close to my house, and there was a abandoned bowling alley, and I think we stopped. I don't know, Octavia or Adrienne. I believe one of you drove for a second. I can't remember, but we almost ran into the bowling alley. And anyway, so that was the first occurrence where we almost died. And then we got to the house, and my mom and Howard were heated, of course, because, they didn't know where we were. We were gone for hours. And so Howard's going off cussing. My mom's going off cussing. And he notices Bacardi in the back seat. And Bacardi gets, he notices Bacardi. He was like, dude, are you in the back seat? He was like, how you gonna let these women steal my car and you gonna be in the back seat? And so he pulled Bacardi out the window and was like, getting onto him. My mom was protecting Bacardi. It was like, don't get onto him. And we later told Howard he was only in the back seat because he was trying to talk to Octavia. He was trying to mack her down with his, with his swag. Anyway, and then he was cool. He was like, okay, I thought you were just letting these women take over or whatever the case may be. Clearly, in hindsight, priorities all out of order. But we didn't get in too much trouble. I think we ended up I don't know what happened, but we had a great night. Let me just say that. It was a great experience at the expense of my mom and Howard's nerves. But speaking of Bacardi, he was just, we had some fun times. We got in trouble a couple of times. I had to jump out the window at my apartment. We just did a lot of different things. He was just a true, he was just an amazing soul. He was oftentimes my matchmaker, advisor, or consultant. So he thought he would tell me who I needed to talk to next, and who he would give me some of the guy code that he thought I needed to know about whoever he thought I should date, or who he thought would be interested, or who he thought I would be interested in if they inquired about me. But he was definitely special. I always think about the fact that Auntie Sarah, who was Bacardi's grandmother, Sarah is Howard's mother, asked me to speak at his homegoing. And at that young age, I was very nervous, but I ended up speaking. And I think about, what I spoke about, which was the fact that life is short, and it's kind of like, school. We have different grades and different things that we go through and test and quizzes. And as we graduate, we hopefully, once we graduate, we've done the right thing, and we can make the transition, depending on, we're transition to adulthood, or sometimes transition over to eternal life. Anyway, I think about it because perhaps Auntie Sarah knew that at one point in time I would have enough courage to speak publicly and talk about just the good times and fun times and impact that Howard and Bacardi and our time together had on my life. Anyhow, I'm going to wrap it up now and just say thank you to Howard for our relationship that continues. Thanks to all of your children that have embraced me, and I've had the pleasure of actually having some kind of relationship with, and I'm just grateful for your presence in my life, and just appreciate you for investing in me, and it's because of you, along with my other bonus fathers and the Lord, of course, that has I'm inspired to do this and do so many other things that I believe God has in store. So You all have a blessed evening, and I'll chat with you again soon.